Welcome all. In this video, we are going to learn iterative statements in Python. In our previous series of video, we saw conditional statements with definition and examples. At first, there we learned empty statements, simple statement, and compound statement. Then we came to know about the statement flow of control, where we came to know sequentially program, selection program, which is if else, if elif, etc. etc. Thereafter, in this video, we are going to learn iterative system or iterative statements. Iterative statements, also known as looping or repetition kind of statements, which we are going to learn today. Here, till a condition is true, a block of statements will get executed. It means the loop will continue. The iterative statements will keep repeating its block of statements until unless the condition is true. When the condition is false, the repetition gets stopped. It means the moment the condition gets false, the repetition won't get completed. Means the repetition will get stopped. Now, in if statement, we came to know about four types of if statement. First, only simple if statement we learn, then if else statement we learn, thereafter if elif we learn, then we came to know about nested if statement. Okay, and for each I gave you syntax as well as example. For each I gave syntax as well as example. Now let come to know about type of iterative system or iterative statements in Python. How many type of iterative statements possible in Python? Let's see the theory first. The iteration statement or repetition statement allow a set of instructions to be performed repeatedly until a certain condition is fulfilled. It means there will be a condition. Until unless that condition gets satisfied, it will keep repeatedly do your work. The iteration statements are also called loops or looping statement. Loop means repeating a specific task for specific number of time. I am repeating, loop is nothing but a repeating a specific task for specific number of time. There will be a time and there will be some task which will get repeated until unless the job get over, until unless the condition gets keep satisfying. Python provides two kinds of loop, that is for loop and while loop. There are two types, counting loops and conditional loops. In counting loop, for is coming, and in conditional loop, while used to come. So what is counting loop? Now the loop that repeat a certain number of times, that is for loop. There will be a time, and until unless the time get over, the loop will keep continuing its task. The loop will keep continuing its job. So that is what for loop. Okay, the definition as it is given, the loop that repeat a certain number of times. It get repeat for a period of time. That is for loop. Now conditional loops, the loop that repeat as long as some condition is true. As long as the condition is true, it means until unless the condition get false, the loop will keep continue. That is while loop. Fine. Next, for loop syntax and all we will see. The syntax is saying that for loop will start with the keyword for. Then there will be variable. Then we need to write in operator. Then sequence. Sequence in the sense which place to which place the job will continue, or the series of numbers, what it is going to do, what it is going to print. That is what we need to specify in sequence. And in this sequence, we can specify list as well as tuple and string. For each of these, I gave example. So let's go to example. In example number 1, in first example, I explained how a series of number, how a random number can be printed after keeping in a variable after keeping in a list type of variable. This is a list type of variable. So using for loop, how we can print them. So let's go to the Python editor to do this job. So Python shell, and this is Python new program. After doing the new program, here we can write the program that for n in, then we can within square bracket we can write the number, series of number, just like in array we used to write any random number we can write which we want to print. So it is written. Thereafter simply we can give a tab and we can write print n. Print n. So now you run the program, run the module, saving the module. It is saying syntax error. Yeah, I forget to write here semicolon, as our syntax is allowing that we have to give a colon. Sorry, not semicolon. You have to give a colon for each. So now coming back to program and module, run the module, save. So it's supposed to show here. Don't know why it's not showing, because we didn't save, I think. So let's go to save the file, save. Okay, then print n. Running the module, we will get our result like this. As we kept here five numbers, that is 4, 6, any number I can put here, any number, any sequence of number I can make, and I can run the module simply. It will save the module as well as it will show the output on screen, and all the numbers will print one after another. Okay, so this is how the looping structure or for loop can be executed. Here one statement, two statements I wrote, one is printing and one is doing -1. So that also we can do. Going to the looping structure, here we can specify some more tasks. Suppose I want to specify some more tasks under that structure. So I can do -1, I can do +1, anything. So I'm just showing you here that how print statement or how the statements can be written by specifying a tab. So we have to specify a tab here so that it will know that these two statements are coming under this for looping structure. So go here, let's run the program, saving. It is printing all the numbers. See. Okay, now let's continue with the next kind of program. That is, we can keep the numbers here and using and equal to sign. Using and equal to, what will happen? Now the numbers will get printed in a single line. So if these are the number, and I want to print them in a single line, in a row. So after writing n, we have to write and equal to. And equal to, thereafter I can give comma or I can give gap. See, there is no gap I provided. So what will happen? All of you please notice. So the numbers are printed in a row, but there is no gap. So how can I specify gap for them? Now going back, I can specify here gap. So this is the statement which is equal with slash, opposite to slash n and endl, as we learn in C++. So in endl and slash n it was going down, but by default in Python the numbers or the series of numbers or the output will come one after another, means it will print in a row, in different rows by default. So how can we make them in one line, in one row? So that is what the statement I selected here, and equal to, then we have to give the like the space or the comma or semicolon, anything we want to specify we can specify. Suppose I specified here comma. If you go run the program and check, the comma will appear in between. See, the comma is appearing in between the numbers. Okay, if you don't want to specify comma and all, just simply give a gap so that the gap will be there, so that the output will be understandable. It will have some meaning. Now let's check the list type of, this is list type, sorry. Now let's check the tuple type of data. So we checked here list has to be kept, the data in list has to be kept within the square bracket, and in tuple case, we have to keep it within first bracket or moon bracket. So I'm keeping them in moon bracket and trying to do the same thing what I did previously. So running the program, running the module, check the numbers are getting printed here. Fine. So this is how list as well as tuple kind of data can be printed. So now it's time to know about the string type of data. So string used to be recognized in Python in a index. It used to keep the string in index which starts with the 0th location. So here the example I have given, that for ch is a variable in computer. So computer is a string which is kept within single quote and stored in the variable ch. So ch of 0th place, c will be kept, 1th place, o will be kept, and this is how continuously it will be, the numbers will be kept from 0 till n minus 1th. Fine, length minus 1 you can say also. So this is what let's try the program with string, how the string used to get used in Python. So for n in, I can specify here any word with single quote. Then I can specify n and equal to the double quote blank we can give, or we can specify at first, let's go with only n. So running the module, check the computer is printing in different rows. Fine, in a column or different rows we can say about it. Okay, next suppose I want to print them in a single line, so I can add and equal to then blank double quote. So there will be gap, but we don't want to keep gap as the computer is a single word and it should appear all together. So we remove the gap in between. Now you check the output how it is coming. It is coming as it is. It means the value whatever we kept here as computer in n, now we are printing the value of n. So every time it is printing a character, that is COMPUTER. So this is how the string can be handled using for loop in Python. Then next example, let's check about. Next example is given with a word range. What about if we want to print a series of number, so that is from 1 to 10. So we have to use the keyword range here. So 1 and 10 we have to write 1 comma 10. So the series of number that is from 1 to 10 will get printed in Python. So let's try that. So coming here, we are using here the word in what? Range. Range is a keyword, and after that we have to specify how long we want to print or what is that range you want to print. So if you wish to print in one line, the same way you can keep here and can give a gap here. Now let's check how the numbers are getting printed, and it will be not random number, it will be series of number. Fine, and that will be printed from 1 to 9. Okay, it won't include the 10th number what you have given here. So if you wish to print 1 to 10, you need to specify here 11. One extra number you need to specify so that it will continue till the number given right side minus 1. If it is 11, then it will print till 10. Let's check once again. Yes, it is printing from 1 to 10 all the numbers. Now suppose students, by default Python for loop goes 1 by 1 incrementing way. It means 1 comma 11 if I am writing, so it will increment by 1. Suppose in this case I want to increment the number by 2. So I can specify here 2, so that after 1 the next value 3 will appear on screen. So it is 1 3 5 7 9, I got the result. So if the step value you want to specify, you can specify here by giving the n. Okay, this is what the step value, this n here is step value. Step value in the sense how much it will jump ahead. So this is the beginning number, this is the ending number, and this is the step value which you need to specify By default it is 1, but if you wish to specify that something else is supposed to increase or decrease, that we can specify in the third as a third argument or as a third parameter. Fine, I'm taking some other series of numbers. Suppose here I'm taking 120, then I'm taking here suppose 300, and it is incrementing by 5. So let's check now how the numbers are coming in a single line. See, 120, then 125, 130, all the numbers printing till I gave what? I gave 300. So it is printing till 300 and increment by 5. The outputs are showing increment by 5. Fine. We can do this same task by keeping in a variable as well. How? Now if you take here x equal to range of all these. Fine. And here we can specify n in x. Okay, then n can be printed. This is how also it can be done. So I'm doing with a small series of number. All of you please notice it is 1 to 10 and the difference will be suppose 2. Fine. So let's check and check. See the answers are coming as well. Here what the difference I did, now I stored that range of values in a single variable, that is x, and thereafter the x I'm just storing in n one each number and printing it. It's just like work as array we did in C and C++. Fine. So we learn what the things here. We learn the random numbers, how it can be printed with for loop. Here we learn how random numbers can be printed, but can be printed in a single line. Here we came to know how string can be handled. Fine. And the time of learning these random numbers also, or series of number also, we came to know about list and tuple, because list and tuple can keep any values. We can keep string as well. We can work with string as well. Let's try that now. Let's keep some string value and try. Suppose I'm specifying here x equal to here I'm specifying some string values. Fine. So fine, 3 value I gave. Now I stored them in x and printing the n. So this is also can be done. Check now. Yes, it is printing nicely. Fine. So list and tuple also can be implemented in Python very nicely, as I wrote here. Thereafter I taught you about string. So string can be handled how? It can be taken, the string variable can be declared as first. Thereafter we can specify the values into it by with a array concept. So each character can be collected by the variable n and will be printed on screen. Let's check. See, I provided here a gap, that's why the gap is coming in between the characters. Thereafter we came to know at last the range. The range keyword is printing the numbers a series of way, like 1 to 10 we can print by providing a step value. So step value is the value where which is specifying that how much jump or how much step it will take or how much gap it will make in between the numbers. Hope all of you understood the concept of for loop.